evening all. Another game. This is just a friendly, which we've organised with Animal in Space. So it's US +2 random, 45-minute game. Let's dive in. So just for fun, we're both on our hollybobs, I guess, and fancied a game. We're USA. Okay, so not the greatest opening hand. So we'll open 4-4-2. Looks like Truman's coming out early. I can't type so. Right, so we can drop Asia scoring, but on the other hand, we've got Indo-Pakistani War, which is going to monkey with the wrenches there. One option is CIA, which allows us to get up to Malaysia quicker. The risk-averse option is definitely CIA, is Asia scoring. God, idiot. Is Asia scoring. Because we're not likely to see Decol or Vietnam revolts. We probably want to keep CIA created in the deck. So I'm going to drop Asia scoring, and that may be a mistake. Okay, Arab-Israeli war, so he's going for the classic, try and clear them out of the Middle East. Misses the first gambit. So we have to hold D-style against the blockade. Here come the opening coups. That's a nice big opening coup. And Finland, yep. Okay, so we are going to pop 2 into Egypt to start. We've got a counter coup option. Asia's been scored. Need to be ready to trump up Europe. We'll have a coup on Egypt now, which is rubbish. And let's see whether or not they coup Egypt to clear out access, in which case we take Lebanon for presence, but that's not gone swimmingly. Sorry, to the Twitchers, we're on a 5-minute delay, so not a very big delay today, but long enough that it's not going to get in the way too much. Okay, so just influence seems reasonable. Which is going to render getting into Lebanon tricky. Oof. Man, nasty. Hail Mary coup, shall we? Let's see whether they get into Lebanon before we get a chance. we've given them plenty of operations reach to do that. Yep. Youch. So we will be using Indo-Pakistani War to get presents at least. That's shocking. Embarrassing. Woo. Glad we did. Cogitating. If we get blockaded, we drop D-Style. If we don't, I might use UN intervention on D-Style. Get it out of the hand, dominate France, and at least put some pressure on the unscored region. In the end, that works alright for me in terms of access. So we're hoping for no de Gaulle, because we've seen Suez go. So, capture Nazi, Formosa. Truman, Comic-Con. Europe decor duck and cover. And US Japan. So he could purge blockade us, which would be hard. So duck and cover to deny a coup, but may lose Europe in the process. The percentage play is probably Truman here. What's likely from their side? Socialist governments, Fidel, Korean War, de Gaulle, Cambridge 5. Let's go Truman Doctrine, because even if they Cambridge 5, we can then clear them out. And if they do headline de Gaulle, Truman at least denies access. Perfect. Read that like a book. So they still get a coup, but we still protect Europe. Big coup on Panama. That's huge. So we'll event capture Nazi, we'll hold Comic-Con against Blockade, Space Decol, we're not going to hold it. So we've been putting all of their nice cards back in the pile, which is no fun. That's fine. And we'll keep UK up for special relationship. He's going to make it difficult for us. I'm kind of telegraphing the fact. And he's got a lot of 4-op cards. If he doesn't jam West Germany this term, I may want to overprotect it. Okay, great. Comic-Con goes for Blockade. And we get to headline Europe scoring. Woo! Let's try and get off to space next. No, I've given it to her. Half is in the morning. She's been pilled. That's right, we stopped before we overdosed her. Marshall goes off to space. That's fine. But we can now event capture Nazi. Although, if we... Yeah, he wouldn't read us for Purge right now. If he purges us here, it's brilliant. It's an absolute act of genius, which leaves us eventing Decol. But I'd say it's distinctly unlikely. And so it proved. Finished taking Korea. We space Decol. Yeah, it's still kept fine. So there's still 2 4-op cards in the deck. Nuclear Test Ban and Purge. Ooh, we're in a bad way in the Middle East. So, well, that could have been the other headline. Alright, so they didn't get domination in Asia. I think we'll take Thailand and defend against everything except Vietnam revolts and a 4-op card. Yeah, that'll do. Unfortunately, Middle East comes back in the reshuffle. We can defect or we could purge. So, alright, so they've got nuclear test ban. Warsaw Pact and Fidel. Special relationship. And NORAD. I think. I've not been tracking very well. We had the discards. NATO, EU. Defectors. Middle East scoring. And Suez has come back. What's likeliest? Fidel of the unknown cards. Rather than Purge will defect. Yeah, great. That's a result for us. Okay. There we go. Just had to mute another app going on in the background. But didn't lose any time on my clock, because Shez is deciding what to do. Now I have stopped them taking Thailand as well. No clean coup as well, of course. Which may give me a chance to snag Millops instead of them. Yeah, they've got of unknown cards. Sorry, of known cards pre-reshuffle. So, some friendly Discord faces showing up in the stream as well. Thank you for coming by. It's reasonably well poised here, because I have to give up Middle East, but I should be able to keep my nose ahead in Europe. They are going influence. Okay, threatening to move into Algeria. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, so, but we can, for now, deny domination just by filling up the Southeast Asian countries. We're okay with this right now. If they move into Algeria, we can coup it first, so challenge accepted. They spent a 4-op card and we responded reasonably handily with a 3-op card, so that's a decent ops advantage for us. So, we need to make sure we don't get cleared out of the Middle East. That would be diabolical. If they have a way of lowering DEFCON, we can at least move into Israel, if needs be. And hope we don't get Arab-Israeli war, of course. Dicey. Could take Saudi. But let's see what they do to respond. They've got Warsaw, which is coming now. They've got Norad, which they don't ideally want to do. Oh, clever forking. Oh, that's sassy work by them. So, what's the percentage move here? A 4-op coup on Colombia, which they then have to coup strongly in return. Oh, not as strong as it could have been. If this fails, we can jam Venezuela. And then even if they try and coup Venezuela by jamming it, we should be able to stay ahead. Tough choices there. Good fork. Like a good fork. Going for it. Well, boy howdy. Not going to really have an answer for that, are we? We will drop Middle East scoring, because we're still inviting them to drop DEFCON somehow. We do want to put 2 in Canada now for when DEFCON drops as well. Get some mileage from that. So he's got some choices now. He can move into Venezuela, but I could coup it. Although I would not gain the benefit from NORAD. Because I ideally want to kind of do something like split South Korea, sorry. Just to make life a bit more miserable. But I'm definitely behind pace here, I feel. Got some ground to make up. They've got Fidel as well, so they're not far behind Central America control too. Jamming Venezuela. Doing everything. We'll take Canada now. Ready for our NORAD op. I don't mind you advancing if at some point I'm going to get the coup in. Right. What happened there? Still thinking. I still need to do something. So, yeah, what are they going to do? Event Fidel. Special relationship. Has to go off, but NATO's not in. Spacing 5-year plan. Okay. We'll space Suez. Great. Getting somewhere. I suppose I was lucky with all this farting around at DEFCON 3 they didn't have CIA. Another oversight on my part. Good thing it's a friendly. I might keep Purge, because it's a fun headline. And that's going to be our coup. So I won't keep Purge. There's plenty of mid-war scorecards, and I want to get a big coup off. There we go. Africa's a problem. With that, we'll break South Korea. So, Junta may prove problematic if they have it. But duck and cover solves just about everything else. So let's plug in our cards. South America. Europe. Got D-Style back. Could go worse, eh? Public governments. Portuguese Empire. Summit. South Africa. Duck and cover. Alright, so I like duck and cover. We lose to We Will Bury You. But we can puppet government into places afterwards as well. Hunter is the really bad headline. Never speak to the gods, for your prayer may go answered. I know. So, I didn't bother going for the realign. Okay. Okay, so puppet governments. Yes. And no realign, please. Oh, for the love of all that's good. I accidentally overprotected Argentina there. So we're going to drop Argentina at moderate domination, South America at moderate domination, and then Europe scoring. We're hoping to space away one of the bad Portuguese cards and D-Style holding South Africa unrest. Fistful of red cards. Ooh boy. And Fidel still to come out. Yeah, fine. Let's drop South America before it gets any worse. Southeast Asia's still shoring us up okay. And then we're going to go on a space binge. Once we've got Europe scoring for Dom, I hope. A brush draw in Italy is not good right now. Although I should stop talking about the cards I don't want to see, because apparently when I do that, they appear. So let's see. Gladly they use Cambridge 5 for ops there. Overprotecting. Fine. Yeah, worried about NORAD, I guess. Cambridge 5 could have done a lot of damage there. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. That's jolly bad. One in Angola to protect against any sort of weird jamming. That goes off to space, so we space D-Style next and we get headline peaking at least. Could be better, could be worse. Here comes Fidel, as it he was always going to come out. At least NASA are working today. Liberation theology is a nightmare for us, for the record. I think we'll AR7 coup Saharan states here to get some mill-ops in and deny domination if they don't do something different. Okay, so they managed to get their domination elsewhere, which is very smart. So we'll do the bland coup on Saharan states. Give up a VP. We'll missile envy them here and hope to get them in a in a bind. Oh, yeah, and we get to see what their headline is first anyway. The scoreline is flattering, of course, at a time when we're in a bad way around the map. We did at least get liberation theology. What do I expect to see here? Something like Quagmire? Given the duration of cogitation, I'm guessing Quagmire isn't on. So we'll wait and see what they drop. That is frustratingly another 3 VPs. But, on the other hand, we're either going to get Muslim Revolution or a host of 3-op cards out of their hand. So I still like missile envying them and trying to get some ops advantage. Because there's no way we can drop Defcon. Duck and cover's gone. So. Let's see what we get. So, we can take Nigeria, and they don't have the ops to challenge it, thanks to missile envy. So next we need to overprotect Nigeria, and then we can try and vie for Africa Dom instead of Africa Dom, as it were. So one into Cameroon, maybe? Okay. So now's a good time to take Mexico and cover Nigeria. We'll space Che this turn, because we're hoping to be able to dump a 2-op. We don't really want South African unrest or liberation theology in our hand if we can avoid it. So yeah, Central America scoring bad. John Paul goes space, fine. Man, Roscosmos are not behaving today. So what would we like to do here? I suppose we want to... At some point we want to get Africa domination, but the fact they haven't dropped Africa scoring is a bit of a giveaway. But we will take South Africa to threaten domination. It's a start. A well-timed brush war screws us in Central America as well, worth remembering. I think we still want to space Che because we absolutely don't want to play either of our two-op cards. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, although we have to, don't we? Oh, ABM coming back. Purge, even better. Oh boy. Salt Purge is nasty. Now we don't want a space, and we do just want to go crazy on our cooing. So we will coup with Che on Zaire at a disadvantage, but we get a good result. They don't quite get there on that coup. I assume they'll go for Mexico for control. Shouldn't be shopping around for that other key too long. Ah, nuclear subs. Well, where do we like another operations point? Well, not a lot of NORAD targets. Let's go tap South Korea again. We're going to put one in Angola because we know we're going to have to event South African unrest, but we could coup with it afterwards. That's what salt gets you, sunshine. So I guess the sensible play here is 2 in South Africa or 1 in South Africa, 2 in Botswana. If you play into Angola, it just invites the coup. Although, 1 in South Africa, 2 in Angola, I just have to put 1 in each to try and cover it better. Had to get out of my hand. Yeah, that's standard. We'll put another 1 in Africa to regain Dom. They should call Cameroon here while playing Zimbabwe. They don't. They're obviously worried about scoring cards. Alright, so it's kind of bland, but I'm going to go OAS 2 into Peru to set up the rear lines on Chile. Which I'll do AR7 if they don't do anything to frig with me in Africa. But then I've got rear lines on Chile and Zaire as things stand. If they play another scoring card, I'm laughing at that. I'm now no longer laughing. That's real bad. Got there on the third one, though. A well-timed decall here ruins me, which is why it's good it got into my hand. No way of dropping Defcon, getting purged before getting put in the quagmire, probably. Here I think Colonial Rear Guards is good. Leave Zaire open so it's not a coup target? No. Fill Zaire so if it gets couped we can realign on it. Don't want to give away too much. And if they fill India, we've got an Indo-Pakistani war target. This is real bad for us. Because we can't space socialist governments. We will at least keep it for the quagmire. But our hold card is decoll. We have to event liberation theology. Which we can't then protect Mexico with. Yikes. So we need to overprotect Mexico with some of our remaining ops. We've got that one. So, we'll drop Southeast Asia scoring. We've got so few ops to realign on Zaire. We just want to try and actively avoid domination for them, even if we end up not getting domination. I was never going to catch him with war games. War games, arms race, sorry. Camp David went to space, didn't it? I've not been tracking very clearly. Oh, Camp David did not go to space. Good to know. Nuclear subs has gone though. Grain hasn't emit voice. Marshall hasn't come back in the reshuffle yet. Nope. Foremost. Nope. Sadat's gone. Colonial Rear Guards has gone. Right, so I have 7 cards left in hand. Yeah, fine. I roughly know what's going on. Yikes. Blimey, what do I do first? Event Arab-Israeli War first, which misses, and then have a one-up realign on Zaire. Big money, no Ames. One is not enough. Yep, counter coup to cover up, very wise, and a good result. So next up, we go for Indo-Pakistani War on India, which succeeds. Ridic. They got to do something about that. But they have ops advantage. That was mostly for my benefit. So I just muted the mic there while eating tortilla chips. Thought it would be uncouth to do it on mic. We've just had white turkey chili, and we're having hot brown turkey sandwiches tomorrow, and we already made turkey pilaf. We've picked the carcass clean. The dog is looking hopeful. I'm just making plans for all the vast amounts of remaining food for the next couple of days. I do like this time of year. Shiz is in the tank, giving us the China card. Going OPEC. So, I only like playing the China card back here and taking India if Formosa comes up. They're getting ready to OPEC. Let's just hand the China card right back. We're looking for Formosa or a cheeky break of Asia. If they leave us Comic-Con in our last gasp, we could break Asia at the end of the turn to try and sneak Dom. Bear Trap obviously goes to space, very wise. And they're off to the races. We shore up against Indo-Pakistani War the other way. So Liberation Theology will just put one back into Mexico. There's OPEC. Racing up them points. Event and repair socialist governments next. And then finish with Comic-Con. Like I said, if they do let us have a cheeky break of Asia to get Dom, we'll have it. It's our best bet, I think. But things do not look rosy. As expected. So we just pop our op back into Mexico. Good. I'm up to date on the card tracker. More by luck than judgment. So they could use Alliance for Progress to jam Mexico and score 0. Smart overprotecting. Event and repair socialist governments next. So 2 out of West Germany we replace. Even if they take 1 out of Canada as a result. Yeah. Oh, that was turn 7. Smart. Well, at least we got VOA. Didn't count my ARs. Let's hope they now don't discard. Oh, Quagmire, very nice. Two cards left in the draw. Not a great time to omit. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, and 2 in the draw pile. I've already cut. Quagmire, what have I missed? Oh, I've got U2 incident. Alright, so there are 2 cards. Asia and Africa are the only scoring cards. Muslim Rev's the really nasty card, I guess. But Camp David gets us back in, so that's the reason not to headline Camp David. Let's headline Voice of America. Because NORAD's gone anyway, of course. And let's give them a few options that they have to deal with by the time we get back out the trap. Which I'm hoping is as soon as we've dropped decol. But things are not looking good. Alright, so I would realistically expect to kill on Angola, I get out the trap, they take Zaire, Pakistan, and kind of get their act back together. If they've got Asia scoring, they may just repair Pakistan immediately. But it's going to be hard to come back from this. Grain sales is still somewhere in the deck, but they've got plenty of space opportunity. And Ask Not this turn would be great to get rid of Lone Gunman and some of these nasty cards. If we move fast, we may be able to self-event Formosa, which would be unusual. Marshal for influence. Yeah, straight back in. Straight back in. So, please let us out the trap first time. Please, please, please. Thank you. So now they're going to get the coup off. Will you an intervention lone gunman even if they then follow up with ask not? Here comes the coup. Please miss. We almost missed. Fine with Comicom. We're looking to try and fill up before they drop Asia scoring. Glad they had to use one small step there. So we're nose ahead in Africa, nose ahead in Asia. Let's see if they drop one or the other scoring card. There's Asia, so we'll focus on Africa. So. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 versus 4. Let's have an initial UN intervention lone gunman coup on Zimbabwe, which is very successful. And now if they don't overprotect Zaire, we can just flip it with U2, forcing them to flip it back. I think, given the state in Asia and late war coming, and a reshuffle, I think we still want to event Formosa resolution. If they coup Saharan states, we'll flip Zaire and we'll put the ball in their court. I think you're ahead, don't worry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 apiece. So we can go Southeast African states, take Taiwan. We're going to save Camp David for as late in the turn as possible. That's good news. We will event Formosa in response because we've got a dead turn. So they've not got two of Alliance, Ask Not, Grain, Panama, Muslim Rev. Grain, obviously, we've just seen. We will overprotect Mexico because that's a troubling spot for us. And now if they event Muslim Rev now, we go Camp David. If they go Muslim Rev now, we event Camp David anyway, because then we can take Israel. But yeah, bad board, bad board. Yeah, we event Camp David. Let's hope we get dealt Muslim Rev, not them. 50-50. We get dealt it. Bonus. And late war gets added, so there is no reshuffle, is there? They get asked not. We get Alliance for Progress, not that it's worth anything. And the deck is stacked. Stacked with cards. So if Aldrich takes a card off us, what card do we least want him to take off us? Do we want to terrorise him? We want to tear down this wall to drop Defcon so that he then has to... Oh no, wait, because there was no reshuffle, was there? Although, oh yeah, and Star Wars is a problem for them. I think we want to tear down this wall. And then terrorism to follow. Big 6. Oh well. Successive value. Aldrich should take terrorism here, but may take war games if greedy. Although with the China card they've got an outlet anyway. And we know they've got us not. I don't see a way back to win here. But we will fight for as long as we can. So Cal and Star Wars would both need to be in their hand. And even then they could space one and hold one with the China card. So it doesn't look exceptionally likely. The only way to win is to stay ahead, basically. I would definitely be taking terrorism over war games. But we'll see what he picks. Still thinking war games. Got greedy. We get 8 action rounds, but not a lot to do with them. We'll terrorise him. Oh, that's nice for us. Although we don't have a run, do we? No. Shortening a hand is never a bad idea. And we want to probably event a bunch of these. Cal goes off to space, as it must. It fails. So we will space Muslim Rev. Boom. So now we can discard a card. But we don't have one to discard because of Aldrich. Marine is a straight replace. Ortega we can have a coup afterwards if we want. We might want to crack at Iraq with Iran-Iraq war. Why not? Because then we could level up. If successful, we can then take Israel. So maybe we want to do that first. Or take Saudi even. If we take Saudi, and then Israel, and then flip Iran-Iraq, we can level up another region. Thatcher the Betrayer. Smart. Because that protects against both things. We'll still take Israel before any shenanigans happen there. And we'll take another influence into Africa just to keep pressing there. Latin American debt crisis isn't good for us, and they know our hand perfectly. But such is life. Well, AWACS is nice, but they can just straight repair it, of course. Do we want to go big 6 on Iraq? Let's do some other stuff first. Get Ortega out. We can at least start to coup and threaten a realign on Cuba. Haiti next, maybe? They've absolutely got a counter coup here. And the deck's bluer. Of course, there will be a reshuffle next turn when all the late war cards are dealt. Solidarity before John Paul, nicely done. And Saharan States instead, eh? Okay, we'll take Haiti as well. If they play into Saharan States, we'll coup it, obviously. Yeah, counter coup Nicaragua. There we go, smart. The deck is stacked red in late war. Big coup. Terrible. Nothing sadder than when a coup war fails. So he can ask not away Marine barracks bombing. And having, I can space again at least. So if I get Glasnost the Reformer, etc., I can do something about it. But next turn's going to be punishing as well. And right now the scoreboard is definitely tilted. Yeah. 14 versus 16. So there's still work to be done. Here comes our snot. I will of course discard Marine barracks bombing. And I get Yuri and Samantha. So I can repair. No 8th action round. Let's see what comes in the reshuffle. Defectors is nice. Glasnost is nice if it comes before the Reformer. They got Star Wars. I got Chernobyl. So I could try and press for, albeit with very few ops, I can press for Europe control. Because I've got East European unrest as well. So I got Glasnost. They got the Reformer. They got Iran-Contra and Latin American debt crisis. I got Pershing. Okay, great. So it's a great time to be defecting. Chernobyl, Pershing, Glasnost, Jean-Paul. I think we have to go for it, don't we? We absolutely have to go for it. So let's hope War Games doesn't go back in the reshuffle. So with the hand we have, we can John Paul Poland, we can East European East Europe, and then we can jam. Albeit AR1 we're using Chernobyl. I think we have to. Alright? So now we're just hoping that they don't get the points to frig with War Games for the win. Mighty close. Like a good close game. Okay, so Chernobyl AR1. East Europe, John Paul, Glasnost, Pershing. What do we need, right? John Paul drops it to 3-1. So we need 5 ops in Poland. Sorry. John Paul 3-1. East Europe 1-1. So 3 ops in Poland. And East Europe and East Germany 3-5. Star Wars went to space. East Europe does its thing. So John Paul next to make sure they're presenceless in case they're holding Europe scoring right now. Obviously, it works for the end game as well. Let's pop another one in Portugal to protect Italy against brush war, because that would not be nice. But that's our gambit. Alright, let's see what they're thinking. I mean, this could all come to nothing if they score cards favourably and get war games, but I feel like this is the best gambit. Yeah, that doesn't mean a lot to us, of course. I didn't see what they did with the ops. Let's have a quick look at that. Saharan states in Syria. Fine. I mean, the die is cast now, is it not? One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Albeit gives them another coup. Of course, Warsaw Pact wasn't removed, was it? Yeah, so I look like a real chump when he plays that. Ooh. That's unfortunate for them. Oh well, I'm fully invested now, aren't I? Oh man. South Africa is a bulwark at the moment. Yikes. Okay. Pershing removed. France, West Germany, UK. Fine, fine, fine. Let's just keep going for it. De Gaulle is gone, right? Yeah, De Gaulle is gone. Suez is not gone, so need to watch out for that. Still pressing away. Come on, South Africa, be strong. Kind of ridiculous, but it's happening. Alright, we'll overprotect France against Suez, and or just being jammed. We just have to pray we don't see Warsaw Pact or War Games, right? If we get dealt Europe scoring and we're lucky, we can, with headline peaking, we might be able to get away with it. But yikes. Okay. Chance to remove here. And that's where other op can go. Two op neutral cards are fine. We won't be cooing much. Rest are alright. We got there, and now we just need to maintain it. We will discard a 1-op card from our hand, and hope for more. I think they're holding Iran Contra for this turn. We chucked Portuguese Empire crumbles. No Europe scoring, alas and alack. No defectors. No way to really frig with them. So we probably missile envy them here to make sure we keep their countdown. And we need to fade Warsaw Pact, otherwise this was a complete waste of time anyway. Well, this is close in a way, and in another way, obviously the board's a mess, so that's fun. Oh, ha, 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 ha. Well, that's a crying shame. And no defectors. Well, that's probably the game. So we're doing it the hard way after all. Voice America AR7. Right, so we'll go Missile Envy, which he might use to fill up Poland. Well, dang it. I feel like we really had a shot there. Back just a simple domination, and we are even further behind, me having been very greedy in the meantime. So if we can level up Africa, we're still way behind. Oh man. Tap Chile, tap Cuba for even, obviously, that's something. If we tap Chile, they're down to about 5, say. So 5 plus 5 plus 4, 5, 10, 14, 19 versus 10. Now, I think we are almost certainly done for here. Whoop. Lots of thinking. Lots of thinking. Right, what do we get? Ah, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. We get 0 ops in return. What a kind deal. Well, we use colonial rearguards to frig up a bit of Africa. Special relationship is in the deck, so we could do something about that, but... yeah, we're toast. It was a worthy effort. Well, well. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. Oh, D-style, just for good measure. Okay, so we can now flip Zaire at least, which denies control. But we're in a bad way. Oh, Defcon 3. Nice, only 1 VP. Both of us totally misread that. We'll have a Hail Mary coup on Angola. Doesn't really deny domination. Yeah, Libya. Libya. Boom. No. Dear, 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 dear. Dear, 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 dear. So we can deny Middle East domination, Cuba, and South America, right? Let me just work out what the maths is. South America drops to 6. 6, 11, 12. Versus 11. So yeah, they stay ahead, basically. Long story short, we actually need to be in a situation where we can flip domination and we can't. I don't know why I'm sitting here dwelling. Let's steal the China card to force them to play 3 of their 4 remaining cards. Well, it stops them using the China card at least. I don't know. We are in the gutter here looking up at the stars. So, they are chewing over how best to savour their victory, basically. There is truly not a lot left. Didn't fancy terrorising us? Well, look, we can... If the realigns go away, we can deny Africa domination here. With Voice of America as well. What have we got to lose? No, well that's a bonus. I don't think that materially swings scoring. Do you have Asia scoring as well, please? Because that would. I will run initial maths once he's had his last gambit, but I can't say I'm very hopeful. I tell you what, if they had Asia scoring, that would be beautiful, because that might have been the thing that did it. But they could have any other scoring card. And even then, they probably don't. If the board is unchanged, we go 1 out of Cuba, 1 out of Chile, 1 out of Algeria. Okay, well, the board's not going to be unchanged now. Because they've just done all the sensible stuff of overprotecting. So, as things stand, they're going to finish on. It's currently 0 with the China card, so let's just count the board. 4, 12, 16, 20 because shuttle diplomacy doesn't kick in. 20 points for them, minus 10 points for me. So I need to swing 10 VP. I don't think this gambit is viable. No, because we finished 2-2 after shuttle diplomacy. Right, so Middle East is toast. 1, 9, 12 minus 10 is 2. Right, I'm going to lose by 2 VP there. It's still 2 ops out of here, however you cut it, isn't it? Yeah. That just makes it, so yeah. So that's 0, so they get 8, 12 against 10. I've probably just done that. And this way, they still get Dom, so that's 4, 10, 13 against 10, so that's worse. I guess that's best. Tell me if I missed it. Well, thanks for watching. A close game. But I was not able to squeeze it out in the end. Losing by 2 VP is tight. All right. Anyway, I've got a dash. I had an appointment 6 minutes ago, which I need to go to. So do excuse me. I'm going to dash, but thank you for watching. I've got another game. Let me just check my phone. I think tomorrow, or maybe in 2 days' time. No, tomorrow. Monday the 28th of December, 5 PM. I'm playing Onur Nakruno in Itzel. So let's hope that this was good mental sparring for that. But for now, thank you for watching as always, and I will see you next time.